quote unquote exposed me on her TikTok. She made plenty of allegations, most of which I dealt with from Sweden. For some reason, every time I leave the country, I always fall under attack. I don't know what it is, but every time I leave the country, I fall under attack. But anyway, Baby Smurf decided to slander my name with a bunch of lies. I addressed most of it, but I'm going to address the rest of it right now in big, because I think I've said enough about Mama Smurf. I think I said enough about Mama Smurf. So after I deal with Baby Smurf's lies, I'm going to then discuss the evil vegan baby mama number 2. The evil vegan baby mama number 2. The evil vegan baby mama number 2. I gave her 2 weeks to get in touch with me. I messaged her through Instagram. I'm sure everybody in Philly told her, you got 2 weeks. This man wants to see his child who you've been holding for 13 years. For 13 years. For 13 years. And if I don't see her, I'm going to tell the world why I don't see her. So we have come to the deadline for the evil vegan to manifest my daughter. And so now we're going to get into this. And I want to say that this is a lesson. Let this be a lesson to all young black men, all brothers of the Ifa Tunde Army. I want you to learn from my mistakes so you don't repeat them. Because even though I'm going to tell the truth today about what both of my daughter's mothers have done to isolate me from their life, at the end of the day, as a man, I have to take full responsibility, because if I never impregnate them, as a man, I have to take full responsibility, because if I never impregnate them, as a man, I have to take full responsibility, because if I never impregnate them, they can never weaponize my children against me. Those women denied their daughters the right to have their biological father because I did not marry them. You've already heard the story of Mama Smurf. I'm going to leave Mama Smurf out of it to the extent that I can, but you ain't heard the story about the evil vegan. And if you think Mama Smurf's story was crazy, wait until you hear the evil vegan story. If you thought what Mama Smurf did was crazy, wait until you hear what the evil vegan did to keep me from my child's life. Before we deal with baby mama to number 2, the evil vegan, before we deal with baby mama number 2, the evil vegan, I want to go through Baby Smurf's initial rant. I want to go through Baby Smurf's initial rant. Her very, 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 very first TikTok. I want to decode this. It won't take long. This won't take long. And then we'll get into the evil vegan. Now, let me say something. Taking responsibility. I know for a fact that the evil vegan situation happened just under 10 years after the first situation happened, because I had not learned my lesson. As much as I suffered, as much as I was punished with Baby Smurf, I had not learned my lesson. Because if I learned my lesson that the ancestors wanted to teach me, the evil vegan would have never ended up in the same situation. Both of my daughter's mothers are the same age. Both of my daughter's mothers are the same complexion. Both of my daughter's mothers are born in the same month. Both of my daughter's mothers were on birth control until they decided to conceive without making me aware that they stopped using the birth control. And both of my daughter's mothers wanted to get married as a result of pregnancy. I'm telling you, the situations are almost identical. The situations are almost identical. Same age, same city, same complexion, same birth month. Both were on birth control, stopped taking it, didn't tell me. Both had another agenda. They names even rhyme. They names even rhyme. They name, in fact, Mama Smurf, the evil vegan, and Baby Smurf, all three of their names rhyme with each other. Mama Smurf, the evil vegan, and Baby Smurf, all three of their names rhyme. But with that being said, let's get into this. Baby Smurf started out her initial TikTok rant. She said, I'm not trying to get clout. I'm not trying to get clout. I think we already know that she was trying to get clout. Then she said, I wanted to get to know my sister. Baby Smurf said, I wanted to get to know my sister. Baby Smurf, if you only wanted to get to know your sister, why did it take you until the age of 22 to want to get to know your sister? Why didn't you want to get to know your sister in high school? Why didn't you want to get to know your sister at 18? Why didn't you get to want to know your sister at 19? What about 20? What about 21? The truth of the matter is, Baby Smurf, this wasn't about your sister, and it wasn't about your father. It was about you slandering me to build a platform so you can get struggle streams. And you only brought my youngest daughter into this situation so it looked like you had a justified reason for slandering my name. That's why you did this. This wasn't about my daughter, and it wasn't about got what, 10 million views in 2 weeks, 6 million views in a day. You were thirsty, and you simply used it. Everybody saw the screenshot. You text me from an email address, and I asked you, Baby Smurf, why are you not texting me from your phone if this is my child who pops in and out of my life randomly, never taking me up on an invitation to meet with me? You lied to me. You lied your ass off on that TikTok rant. You said you just want a conversation with your dad. Well, the last time you texted me, did I not invite you to go eat, have dinner? Let's meet up. The time before that, did I not invite you to meet? Let's have dinner, meet up. The time before that, did I not invite you to meet? Let's have dinner, let's meet up. Every time you've texted me over the past decade, every time you've texted me, I've asked you to see you. And every time I ask to see you, you ghost me and disappear. You stopped texting altogether. I know why. Because you already told me. You remember you texted me and said my mother doesn't want me communicating with you? You remember that? You said my mother doesn't want me communicating with you. So I know why you never followed me up on your invitation. But why did you lie to the people and act like you've been trying to find me when you've clearly had my number for 12 years? You've been texting me since your mother pulled you out of my life at the age of 10. You told the people I've never been in your life. I've been in your life until the age of 10. And that's when your mother stepped up her hide-and-go-seek agenda because family court would never punish her. And I don't care what the people got to say. I got paperwork. She was never fined. She was never threatened with a fine. She was never incarcerated. She was never threatened with incarcerated. She was never stripped of her child. She was never threatened with being stripped of her child. Family court in Philadelphia did nothing about her violating the order over and over and over and over again. And when you became 10 years old, I still remember it like it was yesterday. When you became 10 years old and you used to come to my home, I saw in your face how much you didn't want to be there. I saw in your face. And do you know why you didn't want to be there? You already told the people, Baby Smurf. You said because he was strict. You said because he was strict. Baby Smurf, I wasn't strict. All I asked you to do was take your time and do your homework. And when I checked your homework, when your homework wasn't correct, fourth grader, And when I checked your homework and your homework wasn't correct, fourth grader, I would make you do your homework over. I would make baby Smurf correct the errors in her homework, which is what any academically inclined parent should do. You did not want to do your homework at all. You did not want to do your homework over. Your homework was sloppy. It was lazy. It was rushed through. And I could tell back then that your mother was not an academic parent. I could tell then. I knew you was not being raised right, because there's no way in hell a fourth grader produces this type of homework. There's no way in hell a fourth grader has to do a homework over and over and over again. I had to make you do your homework over because you didn't want to do homework at all. You can credit your mother for that. You can credit your mother for that. You can credit your mother for that. So I knew that you were going to ask your mother not to come back to my house. I knew it. Because you didn't want to do homework. We had a lot of fun. We went to the zoo. We went to the museums. I took you to New York City to the Broadway play. Anything you wanted, I bought you. We had fun, but you didn't want to do your damn homework. And with all due respect, my ancestors died so we can get an education. With all due respect, my ancestors died. I'll be damned if a child in my house think they're going to get away with not doing homework the right way. And so I knew when you went back to your mother, I might not never see you again. Because now, it was not only Mama Smurf who wanted to keep you away. Baby Smurf didn't want to come either. And I don't have to tell the parents on this live that sometimes when children can't get away with what they want to get away with, they'll just tell the other parent, I don't want to go over there no more. How many fathers know what I'm talking about? How many non-custodial mothers know what I'm talking about? How many fathers know what I'm talking about? How many non-custodial mothers know what I'm talking about when you are all about the academics and your lazy ass child is growing up in a lazy ass home where academics don't matter, and they come to your house and they got to do their homework the right way, and they so used to not doing the homework at all, so they tell the mother, I don't want to go over there no more. That's what happened. You and your mama made that decision. You were a child, so you should have had no authority in the situation. But I knew that once you told your mother I was too strict, I knew my days were numbered. See, we got through kindergarten. We got through kindergarten. You see that? But we couldn't get through fourth grade. That was just too much. So you bailed out and your mother helped you bail out. And after 10 years of fighting your mother, after 10 years of fighting your mother, first of all, I was in your life consistently until the age of 6 or 7. I was in your life consistently until about the age of 6 or 7. I was in your life consistently until about the age of 6 or 7. In fact, I had you more than your mother had you. I had you more than your mother had you. The first 5, 6 years of your life, I had you more than your mother had you. Oh, yes, I did. And I got all the paperwork. I had you more than she did. She was still the custodial parent on paper, but I had you more than her. I had you more than her. Okay? And when you lied and said he wouldn't drop me off, so my mom had to send the police to his house to get me. You lied and said he didn't drop me off, so my mom had to get the police to go to his house and get me. Guess what? Do you know why your mother had to bring the police to my house to come and get you? Do you want to know why your mother had to bring the police to my house? Because your mother was not at the pickup point on time. Your mother often did not show up to get you, young lady, because she didn't want to be bothered. And I didn't need her, so I simply took you back home. I didn't need her, so I simply took you back home. Let me say that one more time. Your mother did not show up to get you. And when a parent doesn't show up to get their child, the other parent takes the child back home. Your mother knew that if she did that too much, I could go to court and probably get full custody, so she brought the police, making it look like I never dropped you off. I was there. She wasn't there. Your mother did that several times, not picking you up and then bringing the police to my house, probably because she was out doing her. Probably because she was out doing her. And she didn't feel like coming to get you at the agreed upon time stated on the custody paperwork. So when she decided she was ready to come get you, she would bring the police to my house and make it look like I was breaking the law. Let's tell the truth. You said you asked for my youngest daughter's phone number. I don't have that. We're going to talk about the evil vegan in a minute. I don't have my youngest daughter's phone number. And if I did, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't. I'm not introducing you to my baby girl. Me and you got to get reacclimated first. And from what I've seen from you, you have no business being around my youngest daughter. You are into lifestyles I don't agree with. Your mouth is filthy. Somebody sent me a video clip of you calling your younger sister, respect to the princess. Somebody sent me a video clip of you calling your 13-year-old baby sister on your mother's side a B-I-T-C-H. You called that girl a B-I-T-C-H just because she asked you to get off the line. She said, this ain't right. This is not how you do this. You told her to get the F-U-C-K out your room. You pushed her out your room, slammed the door, and called her a B, and yet you said you're supposed to be guiding my daughter. You're supposed to be a role model for my child. You are out of your mind. You are out of your mind. That is no role model at all. Calling little sisters B's, tell them to get the F out your room. You're no type of role model. You will not be around my child until you show yourself able and respectable and responsible enough to be around my child. Let's continue. You said, I'm 22. My dad has never been to any parties or graduations. I'm 22. My dad has never been to any parties or graduations. He has never been in my life. Excuse me? He has never been in my life. Excuse me? I've been in your life until the age of 10. When you got tired of doing homework and told your mother not to send you over there again. You got tired of doing homework and told your mother not to send you over there again. And when I went to your school to pick you up and you wasn't there twice in a row, when I went to your school to pick you up and you wasn't there twice in a row, that was it for me. That was it for me. Family court, in 10 years, family court failed to issue any type of sanctions against your mother for constantly and repeatedly violating the family court order. 10 years I fought. I got nothing. So at that point, I said, this is a waste of your time. What is the definition of ignorance? Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. For 10 years, I did the same thing over and over again, expecting to get a different result. I did the same thing over and over again for 10 years, expecting to get a different result, and I didn't. And at the age of 10, that's when I decided nothing more is going to come out of this. You have fought this with lawyers and without lawyers. You have fought this with attorneys and without attorneys, and I got nowhere. And that's when I said, I hope that maybe one day her mother will either come to her senses and we work this out, or I'll see her when she grows up. I did my part. Your mother is the reason I wasn't in your life after the age of 10. And clearly, you needed me. I think everybody who has watched you make a fool of yourself on the internet, I think everybody knows that you clearly needed your father. You're not in school, you're not in trade school, you're not in real estate school, you're not in college, you're not doing anything with yourself right now. You're about to be 23 in a couple weeks. At 23, I was beginning my first master's program at Millersville University, having already earned 2 bachelor's degrees. At 23, I was beginning my first master's program at Millersville University, having already earned 2 bachelor's degrees. That's what I was doing at 23. That's what I was doing at 23. I met your mother shortly thereafter. In fact, she was the age you're about to be when we started dating, 23. Your mother was the age you are about to be. But let me take that back. She was 21. I was 23. She was 23 when you were conceived. But you are around the age your mother was when she started her shenanigans. You are around the age your mother was when she started her shenanigans. I'm disappointed in her and I'm disappointed in you. But I want to say this to you because I love you as a father. You are my baby and I love you. Don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever forget that your father loves you. Your birthday coming up next month. And I'm considering this being April. Next month is next month, May. Your birthday is next month. I want to take you out to dinner. Let's go to dinner for your birthday. And I don't want to talk about this, and I don't want to talk about your mom, and I don't want to talk about the past. I just want to have a civilized dinner with my daughter because we haven't had dinner since you sat at my kitchen table at the age of 10. 12 years, you have not had dinner with me in 12 years. Let's have a daddy-daughter dinner for your 23rd birthday. Let's have a daddy-daughter dinner for your 23rd birthday. Let's have a daddy-daughter dinner for your 23rd birthday. Now, your mother might not want you going to dinner with me. Your mama might not want you going to dinner. She might not. So if you have to sneak and do it, we can sneak and do it. What she don't know can't hurt. It's a shame that a man she willingly got pregnant by can't take his daughter to dinner. It's a shame that a man she intentionally got pregnant by can't take his daughter to dinner. But be that as it may, if we need to keep it confidential, we can keep it confidential. I do not live my personal life on social media. I'm only doing this because you took it there. I'm only doing this because you took it there. I'm only doing this because you took it there. First of all, graduations. If I'm not mistaken, I was at your kindergarten graduation. I was there. I was at your kindergarten graduation. I gave you your first birthday party. I still have the DVD, not the DVD. I got the VCR tape. I can get it switched over to DVD for you. I still have the tape of your first birthday party. I still have the cakes. I kept your face. I still got the bowls. I kept a lot of memorabilia from you because since I couldn't have you in my life, I needed to keep something of you close to me. I still have it all. If I'm not mistaken, I used to bring the cake and ice cream to the preschool and to the daycare. I was around, baby Smurf. What do you mean I've never been there? And if you know I wasn't at your middle school graduation because you didn't send me an invitation. You know I wasn't at your high school graduation. You didn't send me an invitation. So why are you acting like you don't know why I wasn't there? Neither you nor your mother sent me an invitation to anything, and you had my number because you were texting me. You were not thinking about me. Why didn't you crash out in high school? I would have loved you to do this in high school. Because if you would have done this in high school, I would have said, great. When is the next parent-teacher conference? I would have said, great. When is the next back-to-school conference? I would have said, great. When's the graduation? When's the prom? I'm paying for everything. Why didn't you crash out in high school? You know why you didn't crash out in high school? If you say something stupid, I'm going to block you. Nobody gave up, and nobody is lacking accountability. If you say something stupid, I'm going to block you. Nobody gave up. Nobody is lacking accountability. Say something stupid, I'm going to block you. So, with that being said, I was at parties. And I was at a graduation. You can't go where you don't know to be. So to say I wasn't at your graduations when you know your mother is the reason and you didn't bother to send me the invitation, you had my phone number. Why you didn't invite me to your graduation? We already know the answer. Your mother didn't want me there. Stop lying. That whole rant of yours was filled with lies. Let me continue. I'm not making this video to bash him, but to state facts. You stated lies. You didn't state facts. And then you called me out by name multiple times. You called me out of my name with curse words multiple times. Little girl. Little girl. Please know when we meet up, don't you try to talk to me the way you talk to me on social media. You will be disappointed. Please get a hold of yourself. I don't know what you and your mom got going on over there, but I'm telling you right now, you will not disrespect me. I've never called my mother or father out of their name in my whole life. I've never called my mother or father out of their name. You got one time to call me out of my name to my face. I promise you, you won't do it again. I promise you, you won't do it again. You can do it on the internet all you want. It will not be accepted face to face. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it right there. Then you said, you reached out to me. You reached out to me from an email. I asked you to text me from a number. You text me from 2 different numbers. So I knew you were playing on my phone. Either you or somebody else. So I stopped texting you. I'm not a child. You don't play games with me. You don't keep texting me from different numbers. I don't play them games. And because I didn't play your game, in less than 48 hours, you went to the internet. Because I didn't play your game, in less than 48 hours, you went to the internet. You was going to the internet anyway. You just needed an excuse. You were going to the internet anyway, but you needed a story to make it look like you wasn't an opportunist. You didn't want people to think you were shopping for clout. I want to meet my sister. You didn't want to meet her in high school. You didn't want to meet her on your 18th birthday. You didn't want to meet her when you was 21, but you just woke up a couple weeks ago. You just woke up and said, I want to meet my other sister. While you call your sister Bees. Call that little girl a B-I-T-C-H. You're going to be a role model for who now? You're going to be a role model for who now? And then she says, I don't want anything out of you, just a conversation. We could have had a conversation for 12 years. I invited you to a conversation every time we text or spoke. I invited you to meet and you never followed through. How dare you lie on me like that? I just want a conversation. Why we didn't have the conversation when you texted me and said you was at Philadelphia Radio, Word 900 AM. You said, Dad, I was at the radio station today. You remember that? About a year or 2 ago, you said, Dad, I was at the radio station. I said, when can I see you? When can I see you? And like always, you ghost and you just want a conversation. You are a liar. You did not want a conversation. You could have been had a conversation. Stop lying. And then she said, you should never be too busy for your daughter. When have I ever been too busy for you? When have I ever been too busy for you? You should never be too busy for your daughter. When have I ever been too busy for you? And that takes me to the evil vegan. Because the evil vegan put a post up a couple years ago. Baby mama number 2, the evil vegan, put a post up. And we're going to get to her in a minute. And she said, he doesn't see his daughter. And I'm paraphrasing, but she said, because somebody sent it to me. It was on her Facebook, I think. And she said, he doesn't see his daughter because he's too busy running around the world saving black people, something like that. And then she said, he has failed to keep his appointments with his daughter. Baby mom number 2, evil vegan. When did I ever have an appointment with my daughter? Baby mom number 2, evil vegan. When did I ever have an appointment with my daughter? When did I ever have an appointment with my daughter? So you've been lying just like Mama Smurf. Both of y'all been lying to the world, telling them, I don't want to be bothered because you don't want to tell the truth. He didn't marry me, so I didn't want him around. You will be with both of us, or you will be with neither one of us. That's what Mama Smurf told me. Mama Smurf said, you will be with both of us, or you will be with neither one of us. And then Baby Smurf says, my mama didn't want to marry you. Tell your mom to swear on the Bible. Baby Smurf, go get the Bible. Go get your Bible. And tell your mother to put her hand on that Bible. Tell your mother to put her hand on that Bible. And tell her to swear that she never told your father you will be with both of us or neither one of us. Tell her to take it to the Bible. Your mother is a Christian. Tell her to swear on the Bible that she didn't tell me you will be with both of us or neither one of us. And then you said, when I get married, will you walk me down the aisle? When I get married, will you walk me me down the aisle? When I get married, will you walk me down the aisle? Baby Smurf, if you are marrying a man that I approve of, I will walk you down the aisle if you would like. If you marry a man, I understand that you have been drafted into the Rainbow Army. I don't agree with that at all, but I love you as my child. It will not affect our relationship, but do not ever ask me to co-sign or support something that I am vehemently against. I will not walk you down the aisle if you're marrying a woman. Let me say that one more time. I will not walk you down the aisle if you're marrying a woman, nor will your wife be allowed in my house. You will be allowed in my house. Your wife will not, because I do not support that lifestyle. I love all African people. I love you as my child. I love all African people. I love you as my child, but I will not co-sign that. Mama Smurf, I can't believe you let our daughter get caught up in that nonsense. Mama Smurf, I cannot believe you allowed our daughter to get caught up in this nonsense. You should have gave me my baby. I'm talking to Mama Smurf. When you knew you ran out of energy raising our child, when you knew you didn't want to raise her anymore because I wasn't going to marry you, you should have gave her to me. You know why you didn't give her to me? You know why you didn't give baby Smurf to her father? You didn't give baby Smurf to her father because your hatred for me was greater than your love for your daughter. Your hatred for me was greater than your love for your daughter. You should have given me my baby once you realized you no longer wanted to raise her. But your hate for me was greater than your love for our child. And that is why we are where we are. Young black men, please learn from our mistakes. Young black men, please learn from our mistakes. There are women out here who will get pregnant by you on purpose, thinking they're going to become the wife. And when they don't, they will ostracize you from your child. It happened to me twice, and we're going to talk about the second one in depth in a minute. It happened to me twice. Both of my daughter's mothers wanted to be married, and when I would not do it automatically, shotgun style. Shotgun. They wanted a shotgun marriage, and when I did not do it, they ostracized me from my child. Brothers, wrap up the Shango's thing. No more broken homes. No more broken homes. I apologize to my race. I apologize to my elders. I apologize to my supporters. But I want to be clear. No man should be blamed alone for a broken home, because women do as much breaking of homes as men do. Can I get an ashe from our unapologetically African anti-slavery brothers? Women break up homes as much as men do. I'm going to say it again. Women break up homes as much as men do. Let me say it again. Women break up homes as much as men do. I didn't say they got pregnant by themselves, did I? They say they got pregnant by themselves. That's why you just got blocked. Nobody said anything about them getting pregnant alone. And guess what? I wanted my children. I was happy when Mama Smurf told me she was pregnant. I was happy when Mama Smurf told me she was pregnant. Mama Smurf, you remember when you came to my apartment? It was the end of my school psychologist internship with the School District of Philadelphia, 2001. It was the end of my school psychologist internship with the School District of Philadelphia, 2001. Mama Smurf said, I gotta come talk to you. Mama Smurf came to my house. I said, what's up, Mama Smurf? She said, I'm pregnant. I said, what do you want to do? She said, I'm open. I can keep it, I cannot keep it. I'm kind of open. I said, listen, I'm ready to have a child if you're ready to have a child. I said, I'm ready to have a child if you're ready to have a child. This is what I told Mama Smurf in my house. I'm ready to have a child if you're ready to have a child. But I said this to Mama Smurf. I said, but I want to say this to you. This baby doesn't automatically make us a family. but I would love to explore that with you. This baby doesn't automatically make us a family, but I want to explore that with you. And I also want to say this. I only want to have this child if you are not going to use it as a weapon against me. If you are going to take me to child support, if you are going to keep my children away from me, I don't want the child. I told her. I looked her in her face. If you are going to run around and play games with my baby, if you are going to put me in child support, if you are going to keep me from my child, I don't want the child. But if you are going to be an adult and we can co-parent, let's do this. And she said, as long as you take care of your baby, I will never take you to child support. She lied to my face. You lied to my face, Mama Smurf. You remember that first conversation? You said, as long as you take care of your child, I will not take you to child support. I will not keep you from your baby. And that's exactly what the hell you did. You lied to my face. You knew the whole time you was not going to let me be in my daughter's life. You knew the whole time you was going to take me to child support. She looked me in my face and said, as long as you take care of your baby, I will not take you to child support. I will not keep you from your child. And she did both. And she did both. And she did both. I'm going to tell you like this. And I don't care who don't like it, because I'm not here for y'all. I'm not here for y'all. I'm here to clear the air for my supporters, because I think the people who have stood by me these 10 years have a right to know the truth. That's the only reason why I'm going live. I could get the day without a struggle streamer. I couldn't care less about a struggle streamer. I was not a doctor. I wasn't a doctor when either child was conceived, but I was a certified school psychologist. I was not a doctor when either child was conceived, but I was a certified school psychologist. I was not a doctor when either child was conceived, but I was a certified school psychologist. I am wrong for impregnating the mothers of my children, not being married to them. I was wrong for impregnating the mothers of my daughters without being married. I am not wrong for not marrying them. I do not regret at all, and I don't care who don't like it. I do not regret at all not marrying those two women. Absolutely no regret. They did not deserve it with what they did to me and how they ostracized my children from their daughters. You can say whatever the hell you want to say. So, baby Smurf, if you are marrying a man, I will walk you down the aisle. If you are not, I won't. And then you said, my name is not on your birth certificate because when she had me, he left. Another lie. Another lie. His name is not on my birth certificate because when she had me, he left. First of all, I don't know what birth certificate you looking at, but the ones I got have my name on it. I don't know what birth certificate you looking at, little girl, but the ones I have my name on it. I don't know what birth certificate you looking at, baby Smurf, but my birth certificates that I have of you have your name, have my name on it. So I don't know what your mother talking about. My birth certificates have my name on it. Now, let me tell you what happened. And I've already told this story in Sweden, but I'll tell you again. Your mother called me to the hospital late at night. She said, you got to sign the birth certificate, paperwork. I go to the hospital. She has the papers folded back. She didn't want me to read nothing. She just told me to sign right here. Your mother thought I was dumb enough to sign the paperwork without looking at it. When I flipped back on the paperwork, I saw that she did not have my last name. So I told your mother, I'm tired of this. I'm going to get my blood test, and I'm leaving. And that's what I did. I walked out the hospital. I got my blood test, and she threw me into child support, and you was barely 3 months old. Now, I still went to every doctor's appointment. I was still there. I was never not there for you or your mother. I was never not there. I went to every appointment, prenatal and postnatal, until she started the hide and go seek games. And when your mother went to court with those fake abuse pictures, when your mother went to court after that man bust her windows out and threatened your life, after that man bust your mama car windows and threatened her life, and her and your grandma concocted a fake story with fake makeup pictures and took that into court and tried to get my life destroyed, completely ruined, I had to start moving with caution, but I did not quit. I had to start moving with caution, but I did not quit. I had to start moving with caution, but I did not quit. I wasn't on the birth certificate because your mother didn't give you my last name and she tried to play games with the paperwork at the hospital. Tell her to tell you the whole story. Tell her to tell you the whole story. Tell her to tell you the whole story. And let me tell you something about your grandpa. Because you told the people that your Grandpa Johnson, my biological father. Grandpa Johnson, my biological father. Grandpa Johnson, my biological father. You said he reached out to you. I don't know why Grandpa Johnson reached out to you, because Grandpa Johnson knows I don't like him being in contact with you without my permission. Grandpa Johnson had no business reaching out to you because Grandpa Johnson knows I don't mess with him and I don't want him in contact with my children. But let me tell you what your mother and Grandpa Johnson did behind my back when you was a toddler. You ready for this one, baby Smurf? Ask your mama about this. I want you to ask your mama about this. One day I'm coming home from work and my brother is there. And my father's youngest son says to me, his oldest son. My father's youngest son says to me, his oldest son. He said, Abu was over your baby mama house. And we was raised Muslim, so in Islam, Abu means daddy, right? In Islam, Abu means daddy. So he says, Abu was over your baby mama house. I said, what? Abu was over your baby mama house. How in the hell can Abu, Grandpa Johnson, be at my baby mama house? He don't know my baby mama. I've never told him my baby mama name. He don't know where my baby mama live. So how in the hell did Grandpa Johnson end up at baby mama house? Guess what happened, brothers and sisters? Guess what happened? My father's brother, my biological uncle, dated Mama Smurf's auntie. I'm going to say it again. Stay with me. I did not know this. My father's brother, my biological uncle, dated my baby mom's auntie. Nobody told me. Let me say it one more time. My father's brother dated my baby mom's auntie, Auntie Smurf. Auntie Smurf. I never met Auntie Smurf. I don't know Auntie Smurf. Much respect to Auntie Smurf. So, Grandpa Johnson connects with Uncle Johnson, and Grandpa Johnson and Uncle Johnson gets in touch with Auntie Smurf. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Grandpa Johnson goes behind his son's back. Grandpa Johnson goes behind his son's back, gets with his brother, Uncle Johnson. They go and find Auntie Smurf. And Auntie Smurf connects them to Grandma Smurf. And so Grandpa Johnson, Uncle Johnson, Auntie Smurf, Grandma Smurf get with Mama Smurf. And they arrange for my father behind my back. This is how scandalous your mother is. This is how scandalous your mother is. This is how scandalous your mother is. Grandpa Johnson and Uncle Johnson gets with Auntie Smurf. They get Grandma Smurf. And they arrange with Mama Smurf to see Dr. Umar's baby behind my back without me not being allowed to see my own child. Let me ask all black fathers a question. If you are a black father, can I ask you a question? If you are a black father, I'm asking black men a question. And if anybody want to text me, you know my number, 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. I got a question for black fathers. If you are a father, would you go behind your son's back, knowing he can't see his child? Would you go behind your son's back, knowing he can't see his child? Would you go behind your son's back, knowing he can't see his child? Get with your brother, who dated her aunt. Get with the grandma, get with the baby mom, and go spend time with your grandchild against the wishes of your son, without your son's knowledge, when he can't even see his own baby. Is there any father who would do that? Where the black men at in the chat? Where the black men at in the chat? I'm talking to the black men in the chat. Where y'all at? Brothers, where y'all at? Are there any black men who would go behind their son's back, get with the baby mom, spend time with the grandchild, without the son's knowledge, without the son's permission, and doesn't even advocate for his son to see his child? And doesn't even advocate for the son to see his child. And doesn't even advocate for the son to see his child. The elders got together. Isn't that the African way? I guess it is. I guess it is. Without your son's permission, that's not the African way. Without your son's blessing, that's not the African way. Your son can't see his child, but you over there? Your son can't see his child, but you over there? Your son can't see his child, but you over there. And then my brother tells me he got pictures with my daughter in his living room. What? My brother told me Grandpa Johnson got pictures. He said he got pictures with your daughter in his house. How in the hell did Grandpa Johnson get pictures with my daughter and I can't even see my own daughter? Can I ask baby mamas, if you are a mother or a grandmother, can I ask you a question? And I have no disrespect towards Grandma Smurf. She's an elder. She did me wrong, but she's an elder. Much respect to you, Grandma Smurf. I don't hold no animosity for no relatives, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncle, cousins. I hold y'all harmless. Y'all did me dirty, but I hold y'all harmless. But I want to ask a question to the mothers and grandmothers. If you are a mother or grandmother, would you invite your grandchild's grandfather to your house if you know he don't have a good relationship with his son, to be with his child behind his back? I'm talking to mothers and grandmothers. Would you invite your grandbaby's grandfather over your house to spend time with your grandbaby when you know him and his father don't get along and he don't want his father around his child? And the baby daddy can't even see his own child. The baby daddy can't even see his own child. But y'all want to bring Grandpa Johnson, that's what your mother and grandmother did and your grandfather did. That's what your mother, I'm not going to blame your auntie because your auntie could have been innocent. I'm not going to blame my uncle. My uncle could have been innocent. Should my uncle have told me that he dated my baby mom's aunt? He should have told me that. He should have told me that. My uncle should have told me he dated my baby mom's aunt. It's okay. I was born Jermaine Shoemake anyway. I'm good. I was born Jermaine Shoemake anyway. I'm good. I was born Jermaine Shoemake anyway. I'm good. But anyway. Brothers and sisters, one of the reasons I don't mess with my father, and I'm going to say this to you, Grandpa Johnson, since you've been all over the internet slandering me with my enemies. You've been all over the internet. Now, you chilled out the last couple of years, and I respect you for that. But nobody's father should be on the internet slandering their son with their enemies. Nobody's father should be on the internet slandering their son with their enemies. Nobody's father should be on the internet slandering their son with his enemies. You spent time with my daughter behind my back. You got close with my enemies, slandering me on the internet behind my back. I'm going to respectfully ask you, sir, stay the fuck out of my life and away from my children. I'm not going to tell you no more. I don't mess with you. I do not mess with you. Stay out my life. Stay away from my children. I'm not going to tell your ass no more. Let's continue. Baby Smurf, Baby Smurf, Baby Smurf. Do you know that you went with me to the Garvey meetings every Sunday at 3 o'clock in North Philadelphia? Ask your mom. The Garveyites of Philadelphia know. Most of them are ancestors now, but you went to the Garvey. I raised you in the UNIA. I was trying to raise you in the UNIA. Baby Smurf was with the Prince of Pan-Africanism every Sunday at 3 o'clock at 1609-11 Cecil B. Moore Avenue at the Thomas W. Harvey Hall, International Headquarters of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, August 1929 of the world. You was with me every Sunday at the Garvey meetings. We went to the zoo. We went to the museums. We always had fun. We went to the restaurant. Baby Smurf. Baby Smurf. I took you to the Garvey study groups. You was always with your daddy till your mama started running away. You was always with your daddy until your mama started running away. And then you had some Negro on social media say. He had supervised visitation. I never had supervised visitation. I had real custody, partial custody, split custody. I never had to sit on the couch. And I never sat on the couch for Baby Smurf. I sat on the couch for the Princess of Pan-Africa. I never sat on the couch for Baby Smurf. I sat on the couch for the Princess of Pan-Africa. I never sat on the couch for Baby Smurf. I sat on the couch for the Princess of Pan-Africanism, and that was not a court order because we had never been to court for custody. That was not a court order. We had never been to court for custody because I didn't believe in the courts no more because they didn't help me get my baby for 10 years. I sat on the couch because I was trying to be humble, hoping that the evil vegan would let me see my child. But let me stay on Baby Smurf. We want to get to the evil vegan in a minute. I wanted both of my babies, and I was happy to be a father. I wanted both of my babies, and I was happy to be a father. I wanted both of my babies, and I was happy to be a father. So somebody said, well, he was too busy with his career. That had nothing to do with it. I'm never too busy for my children. I'm never too busy for my children. I'm never too, I die for, that ain't had nothing to do with it. I wasn't there because I was kept out. It ain't had nothing to do with no speaking, no traveling, no organizing. That's a bunch of cap. I never had a restraining order against me by any woman in my life. If I'm lying, produce it. I never put my hands on a woman in my life. I never put my hands on a woman in my life. If I have a restraining order, can somebody show me? If any woman, anywhere, anytime, got a restraining order on me, police report on me, arrest record on me, show me. I was happy to be a father. I was kept out of my children's lives because I wanted to be a father. How many black men know what I'm talking about when I say I was kept out of my children's lives because I wanted to be a father? How many black men understand what I'm saying when I say I was kept out of my children's lives because I wanted to be a father? They kept me out because I wanted to be. Men who don't want to be fathers don't have to be kept away. You don't have to hide the children. You ain't got to go and get custody. Men who don't want to be involved, they don't go to court. The parents don't hide the kids. It's the men who want to be fathers. When you want to be a father, you go through this shit. When you want to be a father, you go through this. You don't go through this when you're a deadbeat. You go through this when you are a stand-up black man. That's why you go through this. I want to say something else. When Mama Smurf got pregnant, her cousin was pregnant. She had an older cousin or aunt who was pregnant. And her baby daddy decided to marry her. And I think that Mama Smurf felt that she could make me marry her too. Mama Smurf's mother and father were going through a divorce while she was pregnant with my child. And I think a lot of the negative energy that I caught from Mama Smurf had to do with the fact that her mother and father were going through a divorce. I caught a lot of that negative energy from the Grandmom Smurf and from Mama Smurf. From Grandmom Smurf and from Mama Smurf. They was going through a divorce. Here you are pregnant with my child. I'm not trying to marry you just because. And so I got treated like shit. Now, Mama Smurf was on a birth control pill. The evil vegan had an IUD. Mama Smurf was on birth control pill. The evil vegan had an IUD. Mama Smurf was on birth control pill. The evil vegan had an IUD. I didn't ask your opinion, so you can block party. Mama Smurf stopped taking her pills after she graduated from Millersville University. The pregnancy was intentional. Mama Smurf got pregnant on purpose. She stopped taking birth control after she graduated from Millersville University. The pregnancy was intentional. She did it on purpose. And I did not have a problem because I was ready to be a daddy. So it was all good. The pregnancy was not the problem. Nobody told them to get rid of their babies. Nobody told them to get rid of their babies. Nobody. I was ready to be a dad. The pregnancy wasn't the problem. The shotgun marriage was the problem. The pregnancy wasn't the problem. The shotgun marriage was the problem. The pregnancy wasn't the problem. The shotgun marriage was the problem. One time I went over Mama Smurf's house and she didn't open the door, and I saw her car outside. And I said, why Mama Smurf not opening the door? Her car is outside. And Mama Smurf finally comes to the door. She says, my mom don't want my dad in the house. My mom don't want my dad in the house. My mom don't want my dad in the house. And I'm like, but that's his house. He live here. They're going through a divorce, but he paid the bills, you know. It ain't none of my business, but why would you not let your father in the house? So I knew Mama Smurf had a little bit of daddy issues. She didn't have as many daddy issues as the evil vegan, as you will soon find out. But Mama Smurf had some daddy issues. Mom and dad was going through a divorce. So I caught a lot of the divorce energy. I caught a lot of the divorce between Grandpa Smurf and Mama Smurf. I caught a lot of that energy that probably wasn't even meant for me, but I caught that energy. I think that's all I want to say on Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf. I'm going to end this live and I'm coming right back so we can talk about baby mama number 2, the evil vegan. Before I end the live, I want to let people know I will be in Binghamton, New York on Saturday.
Y'all hit the like and subscribe.